Well, you know, there was no such thing as an orthotist when I first started at the Royal Children's Hospital in 1963. We were called splint makers. You can imagine the shock. I walked in the door, the smell of glue and resin and machines going in the background and little cubicles for the patients to be assessed and seen. I have fond memories of being put in a small, badly ventilated room and told to learn to mould plastic, vacuum form it. Well, several smoky attempts later, I would roll up the plastic and throw it out the window because there was smoke and fumes. I mean, you would be appalled now.
Yeah, my earliest memories of AOPA was on my first placement in 1982 at the Austin Hospital in Melbourne under the guidance of Alex Cook. Alex was one of the founding members of AOPA and was tremendously passionate about AOPA, incredibly passionate about his patients and about the team who he worked with. And he was inspirational, and he told, almost instructed me to become an AOPA member, that it was important that we all work together as a profession to grow the potential.
Well, the formation of AOPA was a very interesting process. There's no clear, it sort of grew like a mushroom. It developed over the years. There was business, there was the private sector, and they had connections with each other and acquired knowledge of each other's staff, acquired knowledge that was essential in their patient treatment. It was absolutely essential, I think, that we did have some sort of a formal organisation, that representatives of all sections of the orthotic and prosthetic community, in which they could have an influence on even government and each other's development and on the formation of the school, I'm sure.
I was one of the early graduates of Lincoln Institute, and it's been fantastic over the ensuing 30 years to see the upward progression of the course, the quality of the course, the move to the new home in Bundoora, and I think most importantly the quality of the graduates who are emerging. Our profession is becoming increasingly evidence-based, and the methodology and the research methodology that new graduates have is vastly superior to that those had when I graduated.
I suppose the biggest change was when it moved from Carlton, when the building was next to a pub, and it moved out to Latrobe, to Bundoora, so that was a huge change. So it felt more professional, moving to be part of a university rather than just on a main street in Melbourne.
I guess in the 20 years that I've been involved in the profession, I've seen a real shift in the focus of education, of undergraduate education. When I studied, the focus was fairly heavily technical, very practical based, lots of hands-on skills. I've seen over the last decade or so a real shift towards a strong clinical focus in the education and probably less of a focus on the practical and hands-on skills.
I think I've noticed that in terms of the education, the guys coming out now are a lot better at the way that they can use the evidence and literature to determine how they want to be working with their patient groups and their clientele.
So it was really exciting to actually get out on placement and to have that confirmation that the industry is as you thought that it was going to be and that you are enjoying it as much as you hoped that you would. Seeing clients and being involved in the clinical decision-making process and in their treatment and in the fabrication of their devices has been really valuable.
I think the students coming out have a more professional base, and they're certainly getting a stronger education.
A day in the life of me at Promotion Prosthetics is different every single day. I'm really fortunate because I work in a company and a business that I have to be clinical and do all my own technical work as well, which I love. It's really great. It has definitely made me a better clinician, seeing the process through from start to finish.
Everything that I've been learning the last 3 years now has a practical application, and I can see that when you put it on a patient and there's a positive functional outcome for that patient, it really makes you excited. It makes you want to continue doing what we're doing.
It's nice to be a part of it when you're working with a client and able to help them achieve the goals that they set, or help them sort of exceed the goals that they set. And you know, for us working as a prosthetist orthotist, we're, you know, a really important part of that. And that's that cliche of, you know, you can make someone walk again.
To see them walk for the first time is just amazing. They might have been standing up until this point, and they might have a pair of AFOs, and they might literally take their first step in your office with their parents beside them, and the joy on everyone's face is just amazing and so rewarding.
I think just day to day, I love coming to work. I feel very privileged to be able to work in a job that allows me to help people achieve their goals from day to day, and I love working with those individuals to be able to do that.
I really love that aspect of the work we do. The patients are often quite complex, they're extremely varied, and the results that we're able to achieve are quite significant on the patients that we see, and they make a big impact in their lives, and it's really rewarding to be part of a team environment that helps to assist a patient to maximise their independence.
I think the future of prosthetics will only continue to develop like it has in the last sort of 10 years or so. Since I've really sort of been working in Australia, I've seen a massive development and just profile of the prosthetic and orthotic profession within our peers, like the allied health professions. You know, we're sort of standing up on our own now, and I think the future will just showcase that a lot more with, you know, the work that AOPA is doing to help drive that. It can only just keep improving.
Prosthetists and orthotists are a growing part of the health force with a really unique skill set. I think that skill set lends itself really well to whatever is happening in health at any particular time. We work really well with other disciplines, and we can sort of slot in anywhere in a hospital environment.
What we're really about is caring for people.
AOPA is really fortunate to have a fantastic executive and office team in Melbourne delivering outcomes that the members have requested. They're ably supported by a young, diverse and very, very committed board. The future looks tremendously bright for our profession and for our association.